Uh-oh. Can't move it outside today. Forgot I took my master cylinder and brake booster off. I got on brakes. Chuck that idea, I guess. Whoever had this before, I guess decided that they need to cut a couple holes for speakers. Not too nice. Guess when the door panels covered it up, there's nothing to worry about, but it doesn't look very good. It is what it is, I guess. I think I'm beginning to see why they had a 1/4-inch Bondo on that door. I guess the simple way is just fill it full of Bondo like they had it. But I'm afraid it wouldn't hold. Knowing my luck, it probably wouldn't. So today I'm going to finish removing the dash pad and the instrument cluster and some of the dash so I can get it ready and prepped for painting inside. And then we're going to pull the doghouse back off, the front fenders, the cowl and the hood, and of course the doors, and try to get it finished up on the inside and the outside of the cab, ready for some epoxy primer. Okay, got the dash stripped down, got the headliner out, sun visors out. Next we'll pull out the windshield and the back glass and remove the doors after we take the doghouse off. The main goal here is to get it stripped down to where I can repaint the dash and of course the roof inside, the back around the glass, and want to pretty much the only way you're going to be able to do that to get a good job is just strip it all out where you've just got just the bare metal and nothing to tape and trim around. Okay, so this morning I'm back out on the 68 here. Pulled the passenger's door off, got the rocker in place, pushed back where it belongs and welded in the corner. Now I'm going to start stripping the paint off all the door jambs. As you can see there, we just got started on it, and try to get it ready to get some epoxy primer on it. On the driver's side door, let me show you what I've got done over there. Okay, so on the driver's side door, I've got almost all of the dent pulled out, ready to put some fiberglass reinforced Bondo on and get it in somewhat of a shape to get it blocked and Bondoed and blocked out on that. Everything is pretty good. I wish now, looking back, I'd have put the whole bottom section of the door on, but it required a lot more pull work than I thought to get the dent out. The dent was pretty bad in places, so still got a little bit of spot welding to do down around the patch there so I can finish dressing that down. And got the hose welded up where the molding was. Moving along pretty good on that. We're going to continue to strip the paint. All this around the molding there, I'm just actually using a wire brush on a 4-inch grinder. I'll show you how that works. That's what it looks like so far. Just keep on until I get all the paint off of it all the way around. So here's what we have so far. Got that much of it stripped already. Wire wheel works pretty good on this rounded surfaces. You really can't get the DA or even the Eastwood contour sander in there very good. So just use this wire wheel on a 4-inch grinder. Okay, so I'm going to mix up a little bit of reinforced Bondo and put on that weld seams on both ends on this. Okay, so I've got a coat on the front. All you want to do with this stuff, or all I try to do with it, is just get some kind of base down. It doesn't have to be exactly out to the level that you want it, because it's hard to work this stuff to get it slick. You almost always have to put Bondo or some putty glaze over the top of it. I prefer just skimming it with Bondo, working it down below the surface that the height I actually need, and then just skimming it with Bondo. All right, so we got quite a bit done. There's the reinforced Bondo over where I welded in at. Just want to keep that below the surface a little bit, because I still want to skim it with Bondo. I've started stripping on the gutter rails to get all the chip and paint and all of that out of that. And you can see I've got it around to about right here. This paint on this is really, I guess they used a lot of hardener and it chips really, really bad. And let me show you on the driver's side what I'm talking about. There's what the driver's side gutter rail looks like. The bad part about this, when you walk up to the truck, this is the very first thing you see. And you can see where the paint's chipping out. This truck was done several years ago, so I'm really not knocking the paint all that bad. They didn't really prep it good enough, but you know, it has lasted for several years. But I'm gonna strip all of this out and probably go back with just seam sealer like it came out with. Same issue here, and across here you can see as the paint just chipping out all the way along the gutter rail. So we're gonna strip all of that off and take all of this down to metal. They did fill the seam on this truck all the way across the back of the cab. It looks pretty good. There is a little bit of shrinkage right here in the Bondo, which is pretty typical as Bondo ages. So we'll address that, clean that out, and put a little fiberglass reinforced Bondo under it, and then skim it back with Bondo. And we'll finish next week. We're going to finish stripping that rest of the outside of the cab. Probably pull off the driver's door once we get it blocked down to meet the quarter and the fender good. And the gaps are okay. Want to make sure that they're still okay. That's one thing I don't want to be having to redo once I get paint on it, is I want all the door gaps as good as I can get them before I do the final sanding and get it prepped to paint. So we're moving along. It's going to be a slow process. I knew it probably would be. It seems like every time I start a project, there's always a little bit more than what meets the eye. Like I say, I've had this truck for several years, and I knew it needed some attention in a lot of areas, and that's why I wasn't expecting any real quick turnaround when I brought it in to start stripping it for paint. But we'll get it, and hopefully can make improvements on it, make it look a little better. The big thing is to I'm not going to get in any rush. You know, I'm going to take my time, because I'm not a fast body work guy anyway, and I just want to make sure that I get it to the best of my ability, which is not going to be perfect. But here you can see the seam on this side, and it looks like they just put regular Bondo in it. So we'll address that. There's a lot of Bondo on this cab corner. I'm not sure why they done that, but we'll address that issue too. Like I say, we got a pretty major dent right there, and I had to pull. But all in all, it's coming along. Still a really good solid truck, you know, with the new fenders and the hood on it, and with the improvements I'm done, I'm hoping it's going to be a truck I'm never going to sell. It'll be with me as long as I'm here on this earth, however long that is, and I want to just get it fixed up to where I can get it out and cruise it. Don't have to be a show truck. You know, it's not gonna take it to Barrett Jackson to sell it or make them. It's just it's gonna be a driver. But like I say, we want it to be as slick as I can get it. I just want to get all the issues addressed that it had. You know, like the cab corner and the driver's door, which I knew from the very beginning how bad off it was. And we'll just get all of those areas fixed, all the attention that they need, and try to get it to where we can get it ready, put some paint on it. That'll wrap it for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And probably have a couple car cruises videos on. And maybe I'm also getting ready to redo a John Deere hood on my John Deere tractor. It's a 2020 model with a paint peeling issue on the composite hood that they use on them. And I've got something a little unique for that. I'm going to use clear coat rattle can on it and some John Deere touch-up paint. I'm going to spot the place in, block it down, and then we're going to use the rattle can clear. So you might want to kind of watch for that video. I'm kind of anxious. I've used this clear one more time on some set of wheels I did, and I've watched several videos on it, and it actually turns out really, really slick. So be watching for that. Probably going to do that within the next couple of weeks here, and I'll probably post that up on the channel too, so you can see how that turned out. A lot of guys now are even using that the rattle can clear 2K stuff, two-part stuff on the interiors of these trucks when they base them in, and then try to keep the overspray down, especially if they don't have everything pulled out. They'll use the rattle can, and it turns out relatively good. It's I wouldn't want to use it on the outside of a truck. Maybe if you were spotting in a place, it would probably be fine, but to try to clear a whole truck with it, for one thing, it'd be way too expensive, and the second thing is I don't think you get hardly the quality job and keep it as wet as you needed to make the clear shine. But just be watching for that video too. We'll probably post it up here, like I say, in a couple of weeks. But that's a wrap for this week. Appreciate everyone watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Like I say, it's channel's grown pretty good for no longer than I've started doing it, and I appreciate everyone that watches and comments. Some of the comments I have are not the nicest, but that's fine. I take them good and bad. Like I said before, I'm not going to delete any comments unless they got foul language or vulgarity in them. I'm not for that. But any kind of constructive criticism is great for me. Like I say, I'm no professional body man. Don't intend to be. Don't pretend to be. So just do it as strictly as a hobby and enjoy doing it. If I wasn't doing this, I guess I would be cutting grass or something. I'm not sure. But thanks for watching. Have a good day.